Good evening, everyone. This is Malcolm Peters on the 10th of September, 2017. My goodness, how time flies, for our Sunday evening call. As you join us, please introduce yourselves, your first names and where you're calling from. I'm calling in today from a very wet, cold, almost tropical, but not as bad as they have it in Florida, I can assure you, day today. We had thunderstorms yesterday from England, West London, a place called Heathrow, near Heathrow Airport, just outside London itself. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names and where you're calling from. Several people have joined us. Roger has joined us. Hi, Roger. Welcome to call from Zambia. We got Haralampos, welcome to call from Athens. Colleen Ferguson, welcome to our call from Canada. We've got a gentleman whose name is in Greek, and I can't read Greek. So from, oh, actually it's not. I need to get my glasses on when I'm doing this call. I've got a Guy calling in, Guy Nimrod calling in from Israel. Hi, Guy, how are you? Welcome to call. Imagine me mixing up Yiddish with Greek, just to show you how bad my eyes have got. Welcome to call. We do have Raphael from Greece. Welcome to our call, Raphael. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. We have a fabulous, fabulous call lined up and a great panel of speakers as usual. We've got Jean-Claude Solil, who's calling from France. Great international call. We've got a lot of people who are going to be joining us. For you to actually make comments on the call, if you log into Google itself, you'll be able to make comments. But I'd like to give you some guidelines if I can. Please don't start sideline conversations. They're extremely distracting for the speakers that we have online and also for the guests that have joined us as well. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names and where you're calling from. We're going to get the call started in just over a minute's time. I'll let you all warm up a little bit, join us on the call. There is an echo on the call, which you'll be able to see. Oh, for some reason, it's, I just want to make sure, can you all see me? Because for some reason, the call is not working at the moment. Hi, can you all see me? Here we go, gremlins at play today. Okay, let me just check. Hi, Gillian, can you see me from Joburg? Hi. No, yes, we see you. Okay, you got an echo. We can sort that out shortly. If we get everybody to just mute, you can see us. For some reason, my screen's not working. Okay, no problem. What I'll do here is it's saying waiting for the guest. I'm the speaker itself. I'm the speaker. We're going to get started very shortly. And we've got our friend Guy trying to completely confuse me because he's writing to me in Hebrew and trying to give me instructions in Hebrew. So that's rather difficult for me. Okay. We've got the call started now. Let me just mute this side of it. I have no idea why this particular screen's not working. We're going to get ourselves settled. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get the call started. The call, for those of you who are new or watching it for the first time, maybe on the YouTube channel, or one of the people on this call who've seen it are recommending you to watch it. This call is a weekly call. We organize this call for our team called Global Partners Group, GPG in short. We've got team members from around the world, and tonight on this call, I have several speakers representing some of the high qualified pins that we've got in the Jeunesse Global business. My name is Malcolm Peters. I'm the host tonight, and it's going to be my pleasure to introduce you to some excellent guests. We've had a slight problem. Both of my guests from South Africa, the technical gremlins have affected them. We can't get them online. We're waiting here for Jennifer. We can't get her online. And unfortunately, we also had a guest who has been trying now for the last 3 weeks to join us, Pauline as well, and for some reason South Africa's offline today. So they've always got technical difficulties there because people tend to forget that in that country, Zambia and South Africa, the internet is where we had it 6 or 8 years ago. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my guest panel very quickly. If I can, I've got Emerald Director Kerry Dean calling in from Canada, from Ontario. I've got the wonderful Andriani, and a great, great gentleman that you all know, Haralampos, calling in from Cyprus. We've got wonderful Tammy Sherman calling in from Canada. And my other two guests at the moment who are with us in spirit, but not here actually in real form. So we're going to get the call started very, very shortly. As you join us, welcome to our call. I'd like you to take some notes tonight if you can, because there's good content that's going to take place. If you've got any questions or points for clarification, hold them till the end of the call. And then as I get to the end of the call, because we've got a bit of extra time today, I'd like to ask you to write those questions down. Digdem, welcome to call from Turkey. I'll just introduce a few more people. Lindy from South Africa, welcome to call. Gillian, welcome to call from South Africa. We've got Maria, welcome to call. Diana Bakker, welcome to call from Holland. And we've got Nazia and Khan calling in from London, welcome to the call. Jean-Claude, we've had Octavia calling in from South Africa. Oliver Grimley, one of our rubies, calling in from Thailand, international call. And I'd love to see that happening for us. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is to introduce you to my first guest tonight. My first guest tonight is Emerald Director Kerry Dean, and she's going to be talking to you about the 90-day strategy. Kerry Dean is one of the most accomplished networkers that we've got in Global Partners Group, and one of the founder members and the leadership council that helps us to run our organization worldwide. I'd like to introduce you, if I can, to all of you. Kerry Dean, calling in from Ontario, Canada. Kerry, over to you.
Thank you so much for that nice introduction. I wanted to say hi to all of you and to welcome you to the call. It's a pleasure to be here. One of the things that I want to stress to you is that nobody becomes a diamond director in a Jeunesse without a strategy, without a plan. Nobody accidentally gets there. You know, nobody wakes up one morning and says, oh, wow, I'm a diamond director. How did that happen? Everybody had a strategy. And of course, Paula Pritchard is famous for developing the 90-day strategy. But sometimes, you know, we hear that, we know we should have a 90-day strategy, but you don't really break that down. So I wanted to do a little breaking down for you on the call of what you should be doing right now in order to accomplish your goal. So the 90 days we're looking at is September, so that ends September 30th. October, it ends October 31st. In November, it ends at November 30th. So you should have a plan for each month and where that's going to create you to go. So strategy is something that, for me, I love it, because to me, if you have a plan, then you know exactly what you have to do. And, you know, some people in our business, and you'll see this, kind of are waiting for the stars to align. They, you know, whatever happens is just wonderful. And, oh, wow, I got a cycle. But they didn't have a plan for any of that. And for what you have to do in order to build a true business that's going to pay you a residual income in the future is you have to know what you're going to do. And then those things happen. It's funny, once you know what you're going to do and you have that plan, the stars do align for you. Everything does happen for you. It works in reverse, but you have to first know what you want and what you want to achieve. So for September, you're looking at the Ignite promo. And if you have anyone in Europe, they're all involved in that. If you have anyone in North America, they're involved in that. And so you're looking at, okay, part of my strategy for September has to be how many people can I advance during this time of the Ignite promo. And you want to start at the very beginning. And something that gets lost on a lot of people is that when you bring somebody new on, or when you have an executive come on board, you know, we always talk about you want to get to them to executive within the first 48 hours, the first week. The reason for that is you want your people to have earned some money before their product arrives. That should always be a goal for you, because can you imagine being at a meeting and saying, okay, everybody that's in the room that earned money here before their product arrived, come and stand at the front of the room. Now, you can't say how much money that is. It could be 25, it could be 250, could be 500. You have no control about how much, but they have earned some money before their product arrived. That has to be your goal. But if you have that happen at your meetings and you have those people come up to the front, then that's so powerful. Most of the people in the audience, you've got them right there, because they think this is a real business. I can earn money right away. And that's one of the things you want to get across to people. So you're looking at those executives. And if you're in the Ignite promo, you want to, how many people can I get winning? Because whenever your team is seen as a winning team, my team, we had so many people, so many new executives, so many new Jades, so many new Pearls. Whenever you see a team that's winning, that means they're on the move and more people will want to be part of your team. So if you're brand new and you don't have a team yet, your goal has to be that you make sure that you're winning yourself. So you can say, I made money before my product arrived. And that's a very powerful statement. And it's lost on a lot of people because we have such powerful products here that a lot of people look at the products and they think, you know, wait till you have a product story. And, or, you know, their products haven't even arrived yet. How can they talk about the business? But the truth is, it should be the opposite way. Whenever people are looking at what they're going to spend and how much things are going to cost them, those people are customers. Whenever they're looking at something and what they can earn and what they're going to earn and the potential of them making money, those people are your distributors. The customers are wonderful. Distributors will carry you through your lifetime in network marketing. So you're looking at both of these, but that's how you distinguish yourself. So to me, whenever you say to people, you have wonderful results from the products, we know that. We know that they're going to have great results. We know we have very few returns. So when I talk about the products to people, I always say, I got involved before I tried any of the products. I knew the products were good because of the company sales. People aren't stupid. They will purchase the product. They wouldn't keep purchasing the products month after month after month if they didn't work. I couldn't wait to try them all. So that's one of the things you want to make clear, that you use all the products. You're not diminishing their power, but they are not the driving force of your business. They are not what's going to make you the diamond. What's going to make you the diamond is you and your strategy. So you have to look at the products as, what are they going to create as far as volume goes? And this is hard because a lot of people think it's crass to talk about money. So I always say to my distributors, if you don't want the money you earn, that's okay. You can send it to me or send it to your church. So far, nobody's ever sent me their money, ever. So I think that most people, even if they say, well, money's not important, unfortunately, that is what makes the world go around, and you can do more good if you're making more money. And so you have to think of, what am I going to be able to earn from this? That doesn't mean your first goal is not to help others, because that's part of being in network marketing. You have to help others. So you're going to help them get to executive. You're going to help them get to Jade. You're going to help them get to Sapphire. You're going to have a goal of where you're going to end up, because that's going to give your team more power. You want them to have a rank. And when you're looking at the rank advancements in your business, the rank advancement is not for you. I've had people say to me, I don't care what you call me. Believe me, they want you to call them diamond. So I don't care what you call me. The reason that you're at rank advancement is for your team. They need to see you moving up. And it's really important for your team. And if you're not in a position where you're going to move up yourself, you need to have people on your team who are moving up. But one of those powerful things that you can be seen as a team that's making money. And that's what you want to get across. Our team is making money. Most of the people on our team have got a check before their products arrive. And if you haven't done that yet in the past, start to do that right away. Look at your own team, and you can say 50% of the people on my team got a check or actually made money before their products arrived. That's a very powerful statement. And that's something that a lot of people miss, because a lot of people are so caught up in all of the other things. We do have miraculous products, there's no doubt, but you have to look at, what are those products doing for my business? So in September, you've got the Ignite, and you want to break it down to where you can get people, where you will end up at the end. You need volume. So the volume, you have to look at the volume of the new people coming on board to advance those people. In October, you have Milan. And the new product that's going to be introduced in Milan is the new Hydra Shield mask. The best thing about the Hydra Shield mask is that it's state-of-the-art. It's one of those things that Dr. Newman has developed. Anything that Dr. Newman does, we know is exceptional. And so, but think of how that's going to create volume for you, because there will be packages in Milan. Go to Milan with the idea that there's going to be packages, there's going to be volume produced from those packages. And it's going to be a really easy, fun thing to demonstrate. If you haven't watched Keziah J yet demonstrating it, she did that yesterday, make sure you watch that, because you can start promoting the mask now. I'm going to Milan. I'm going to be one of the first people that has it. I'm going to be bringing it back. I want to have a team together so we can all see how it works. And, when you have something that's demonstratable, when people talk about new products, and the products, I love all the products. I use all the products. I don't want you to misunderstand. But, if somebody's talking to me about the affinity and the telomeres, I'm very excited about that. But you can't hand somebody a affinity capsule and say, how do you feel? Because there's no difference. So things like the anti-aging, which, as Malcolm has taught us all to say, works on most of the people most of the time. But the NV works on all of the people all of the time. Now we have a new product that people are going to love that's demonstratable. And so that's what you're looking for. So when I hear about a new product, I always think, how can this product affect my business? And that's what the main thing you're going to be looking at in October. I'm going to Milan. How is this going to affect my business? How many more people can I get excited about this new product coming on board? It's something unique. Nobody else has it. It's all natural. You know, it has so many good qualities to it. And so it's a very exciting product. So you've got that for October. And then November, you're going to close up figuring out where you're going to end up. So for some of you on this call, I'm expecting you'll be Sapphire Elite by the end of September. For some, you'll be Sapphire. And so if you're not a Sapphire yet, that always has to be your goal, is how quick can you get someone to Sapphire? Do you know that Teresa Gregory has 48 Sapphire legs? 48. Now she's a triple diamond. She's also the second highest income earner in the company. The first highest income earner is Jason Karamakis, her sponsor. And the first person in the company, Kim, I think she's fallen down to third or fourth, which shows you this is not a pyramid. Because if it was a pyramid, the first person in the company would be the highest paid person. So I love those stories when the people underneath are making more money than their sponsors and the people above them, because that shows you the strength of our business. Now, where you are right now, you want to get your people to Sapphire. And so the first thing you want to do is go to your sponsorship page. I'm trying to talk fast to stay in my time limit. You want to go to your sponsorship page. And when you go to your sponsorship page, so you go into your back office to reports, you go to sponsorship, you look down, and everybody who's a yes is an executive. But the first thing you're going to look for is the people who say no, but they've sponsored 2 or more. Because then you can press on their name and go find out why aren't they an executive. It could be something as simple as they just need to renew their membership. This company has some very unique things that I have never seen before in network marketing. And one of them is that each person counts for you for an entire year as long as they do 100 CV in an auto ship month. That person counts for you for an entire year. When I went to go Sapphire, I thought every single person had to order 100 CV in that same month. I didn't understand because I've never been in a company before where they gave you a whole month, a whole year that people count. So when you're looking at that, you can easily miss people that you could move up to executive. Then you're going to look for people that only have 1. If they have 1, then your job should be to contact them and say, you know what? I see that I want you to be an executive and get some extra cash here, and I will be willing to roll up my sleeves and run with you. Is this a good time for you to become executive? Make sure you ask them that, because if you have in your head that you're going to work with them and they have it on their head they're going away on a cruise, you know, the only way you can know is if you call them and ask them. And if they're not ready this month, then you say, that's great. I will call you next month and see if next month is your month. Because you don't want to ever act disappointed or judgmental on what any of your people do. Whatever they want to do is perfect for you, because next month you're going to need a person too. So you're looking at who you've brought on board. For most of us, and I don't think I have anybody in my business that I could say this is not true of. Most of us need more people. Most of us have to personally recruit more people. And some of the easiest ways to do that, because one of the things that, you know, always amuses me is people say, you know, I don't know any people. I've run out of people. You know, I always tell them, go downtown, look left and right. There are people everywhere. That's something our planet has a lot of. And most people are looking for opportunity. Most people are just like you. They're looking for somebody to call them with an idea or an opportunity that could make a significant change in their life. And that's what you have to offer. And if you come with that posture, that what you have to offer could make a change in their life that is different from anything else out there, you'll have a lot more people attracted to you. One of the easiest things we have right now is that Paula and Kathy have done the new opportunity meeting. One of the things you can challenge your team to do, you know, and when the NV came out, we did, could you do 30 faces in 30 days? With the opportunity meeting, can you show the opportunity meeting to 30 people in 30 days? The opportunity meeting is done for you. You don't have to learn anything. You can just show it. It's hard to make a mistake. You can't really make a mistake. You just go through the slides. It's all there done for you. And so that should be your goal, is how many people can I get in front of that opportunity meeting? The only thing that you have to think about is the very first slide that says Janess. That's when you talk about you. And what I always say when I talk about me is, I was very simple, minute and a half. I would say, hi, my name is Carrie. I used to be a registered nurse. I was financially challenged, so I needed something where I could make 2 executive incomes. I found Janess, and I have been able to increase my household income and my health. And so if you think about that, that's very fast, right? It's a very easy thing to say. But what I said is what I used to do. So people are thinking, I know a nurse, right? That's what they're thinking. I know a nurse. When I say I was financially challenged, most people are thinking, well, I'm kind of financially challenged, or they're thinking, I know someone who is. When I say I make 2 executive incomes because I'm single, and then they think, well, you could really make money here. That 2 executive incomes for everybody is different, right? For one person, executive income might be $100,000 a year. For another person, it might be $200,000 a year. You don't know what and for somebody, it might be $50,000 a year. But when I say I can make 2 of them, for many people who are living singly, like I am, who are single, who have one person being the household income, that's very impressive. And so they're thinking, okay, you can make real money here. I know people who are single. Whenever people are thinking in their mind that they can identify somebody, I know a nurse, I know somebody who's single, I know somebody who's financially challenged, I know somebody who could really use an extra income coming into their house, they are making a list. And whenever somebody's making a list, that list, they are in your business. So if you start off with that, with all, what you say in that a little bit, that 35 seconds, that's all you have to think about. That's what I'm going to say. I've said the exact same thing for so long, I can press a button at the side of my mouth and it just comes out. Because that I know is powerful, and it's going to create that idea as they're starting to think, I can make a list. And then you show the opportunity meeting. It's easy to do because it's been done for you by the best of the best, Paula Pritchard and Kathy Robbins. So we can all use that. We're going to use that wherever we are. You don't have to just use that at a big meeting. You can use that in a coffee shop. You can use that in your home. But have an idea of how many people I'm going to show that to. It might be a group of 5. It might be 1 at a time. Whatever's comfortable for you. I have people that are so shy about talking. I always say, and I was like this at one time, it's hard to believe now, but they couldn't lead a group in silent prayer. And so, there's a lot of those people. So sit down when you do it. If you're sitting down, you're relaxed, they're relaxed. If you're sitting down in a small room and you're all watching the opportunity meeting, you don't have to have it elaborate. Everybody can do that. Everybody can show that because it's there. So when you're looking for new people, that's a good goal to set for your team. Or you could even set that as a challenge for your team and have a reward at the end of it. So there's a lot of different things you can do. We know we've got the packages coming. We know that that's one of the new products, is that HydroShield mask. We know that it's exceptional. There's very few companies out there. I don't think there's any that have anything like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can use Facebook Live when you have it. You can use home meetings to do it. You can do it one person on stage with a big meeting like they did in just at this first expo. So there's a lot of excitement coming. It's just up to you to direct it. So when you're looking at this, I want you to think of, this is my strategy for September. This is what I've got to concentrate in October. This is where I'm going to end up in November. So if you're, and I know we have people on this call who want to be Sapphire Elite by the end of September, your goal for the end of November should be Ruby. Give yourself that 2 months and you can do that. Don't sit back once you hit your goal. If you're a Jade or a Pearl or an executive on the call, your goal has to be Sapphire, and how soon can I get there? And then looking at the Sapphire Elite, what month can I hit 50 cycles? What month can I hit 100 cycles? You always want to have a deadline and when you're going to be able to do it. Circumstances happen, and sometimes you don't. Things don't happen when we want them to, but they will not happen if you do not have a deadline, if you do not have a goal, if you do not have a plan. You might have to adjust your plan a little bit, but things will usually work out to fill in your plan. But if you're really happy with where you are right now, make a decision. Don't make a decision, because you have to decide to do a strategy. That's a decision you have to make. And if you don't do anything, the decision you made is to not make a decision. And so you will be at the exact same place as you are in 30 days if you don't make a decision to make changes. You'll be at the exact same position as you are right now in 60 days, in the exact same place that you are right now in 90 days. And so will the people on your team that don't make a decision. And that's okay, because you don't have to. But for those of us who want to move forward, and those on your team who you've pledged yourself to help, because in my opinion, if you've sponsored somebody, your pledge to them is, I am going to do everything in my power to help you get to where you want to be. If you want to be where you are right now, that's okay too. But your pledge to them is to help them have a strategy, help them have a plan, and then help them create it. Your work starts when you sponsor somebody. It doesn't end there. And that's the most important thing that you have to remember. So thank you so much. I talked fast, I know.
It's always a pleasure. I mean, there's a lot of information. If you just mute yourself there, Kerry. I think it's important. There's an enormous amount of information there, and that's why I'm very happy for Kerry to take as long as she takes to cover these points. Because if you think about it, there's several things that she said. First of all, look at the way she operates. She looks at it as a business, not as a little part-time venture, like a real business. She's looking at her business, who's doing what, how they're going to work, and all the time she's looking at how she can improve her business. And a lot of great information. And I will recommend to anybody that's watching this, watch that segment again. I have to also add, and it's an important thing I am going to add, is that when Paula and Kathy first came to London, I've been telling them about doing presentations and the PowerPoint presentations for quite a while, which I developed over 3 years. And I gave them the PowerPoint, which is now part of what we use in GPG. Many of the slides and the structure took me about 19 months to put together. And I'm very happy about that. And someone said to me, why did you give that to Paula and Kathy? They are upline, they're going to give it to everybody else. And I said, well, that's how we work in GPG. It doesn't matter why I do this call on Sundays or why I've shared my PowerPoint and why we're using the structure, is we want everybody to succeed. Success breeds success. And as Kerry rightly says, we want to see lots of people coming through the organizations, going to Sapphire Elite, going to Ruby, going to Emerald and above, because it creates momentum. People want to be part of a winning team. When we first started off in Holland, an enormous surge of excitement. We broke every record there was in one of the Sapphire presentation or the Sapphire bonus months that we actually had, the competitions. 25% of the people that won the $6,000, $9,000 checks came from our team. Things started changing after that. And it goes back to what Kerry's saying right now. I'm going to fill in a couple of gaps if I can. There are two ways you can operate this business. You can operate this business as a networker and understand the strategies of network marketing. And that's what Kerry Dean, Paula Pritchard, Kathy, all the people that are members of GPG and the inner circle understand. Or you can choose to try and run your business as a sales manager. And you're going to fail miserably, because nobody wants you to be their boss. They already have a boss. They don't want to sit there and look at you telling them to do something that you don't do yourself. That's why what Kerry says is so important. Your team's watching you. They want to see you rank advance. My rank advancement very, very quickly, as was Oliver's and many of the other people like Kerry and Dino, etc. in our teams, shows our teams that it can be achieved. It also shows that we're working together, because we couldn't achieve that rank unless other people achieved it as well. So Kerry's points here, I think, are absolutely brilliant. I've taken so many notes here, Kerry, and I think that was absolutely fabulous, the information, the input that you have there. And that's why I really enjoy having yourself, Sandy, and many of the, what I call old school, not old as in people, but old school coming online, because am I not right, Kerry, that most people don't understand? Network marketing is a profession, and it is totally different to direct selling. You can't be people's managers. You can't close in your little group, keep people away. And if you don't edify your leadership, you don't try and share material with other people, you will notice behind you that your group starts to collapse, and you're going to have problems with it. My next guest is someone, we were supposed to have our guest from South Africa, but she's sort of disappeared into the ether, as it were, is a lovely lady who excels at the subject she's going to talk about. And, people say to me, how do we find people in this business? We've covered it on so many calls over the Sundays. There's only two places. It's people that we know and people that we don't know. The people that we don't know, we find through social media. One of the top people in GPG who really is a master of social media is my next guest, Andriani, calling in from Cyprus. Take a very, very good note of what she's going to say about social media and the do's and don'ts about how she believes we should build our business there.
Good evening, Malcolm. Thank you very much. Talking after Kerry, I have to say that Kerry just gave me some great ideas, and thank you very much. Kerry, always she's doing that. So, me too. So, Eric Wildman once said that we don't have choice on whether we do social media. The question is how well we do it. And why we need to do social media? Actually, social media, it's a job, it's a work, full-time by itself. And we need to realize that. And I will give an example. When I first started my office, my advertising office, everybody was thinking that, okay, Andrea is sitting in front of a desk, in front of a computer, and just design advertisements. No, I had to go out to find customers, to do meetings, to speak with people, to go in, to find ideas, sit on my computer and design, go present my designs, find models, go to photo shoots, go to the printers, go to the accountants, and then go to events of my clients. So it was a full day of different activities. In our job now in network marketing, we have the same thing. It's different activities, and we have one purpose: how to find people to talk to and join our teams. It's the same thing. So social media needs to be treated that way, as a different piece of our profession, of our business. So we need to give time of our own time to create our post and time to get the leads we want. So it's not something that I will do for 1 week and I will have plenty of people on my timeline enjoying my business and asking me what I'm doing. So social media, we always say social media and people think Facebook. It's not only Facebook. Social media could be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, and so many other platforms that people may don't know, or I just found a new platform, let's say, and I haven't checked it yet. So the platform are continuously up and new things, new features. So we need to know exactly what's new. We have to follow the trends. Imagine what we are doing in social media 2 years ago. We didn't have Facebook Lives. We didn't even upload videos. We just had a post, something that we written there, not even pictures. Imagine what we have now. So what we used to do 2 years ago, 1 year ago, is not working now. We need to follow the new features, the new trends, the new updates, and all the platforms. So our aim is to build a business, and through that business, to bring, through the social media, to bring new people in. We said about cold list and hot list in network marketing. I will suggest this cold list and hot list to give a different meaning today. Let's say that our cold list in social media is people, but they have no idea what network marketing is. So this is our cold list, those people. And our hot list is those that they are already in network marketing and working as an entrepreneur in that industry. So it's a different way of looking people and create your list using, again, the hot and the cold meanings. The hot list, you think it's easier to speak to because they are already in the industry, so they will understand us, and when they see our opportunity, they will jump in. Wrong. Our hot list is the most difficult to speak to and to get together, get engaged with them. But it's easier to find them. And how we can find them? we can go to coaches, network marketing coaches, trainers pages, let's say Jim Rohn's, Tony Robbins, whatever. Choose whoever you like as a trainer and go to their pages and find who are those people that comment and like on their posts constantly and add them to your friends. Then you know that those people are networkers and start create relationship with them. Not just send the opportunity, they will say no to. Create relationship with them. So the hot list is easy to find, but it's more difficult to approach to and speak about your opportunity. And our aim in social media is not just selling and just promoting the product. I'm not the fan of direct way of promoting a product, but I am a fan of indirect way. And I will give an example. Let's say about Zen. I want to promote the Zen program. I can place a picture of me, especially if I lose weight or something, and I say, I have 4 tips for you on how to lose fat, because I've just managed to do that. First, 30 minutes exercise every day. Second, try to eat every 3 hours. Third, you can drink more water. And fourth, find good supplements for you. If you don't know where to find, ask what I used. Ask me what I used. So it's an indirect approach on your products without just selling and offer and buy my stuff. And then everybody unfollows you because always you're promoting something. Now it's Zen, tomorrow is Luminous, next day, I don't know, new products. And here I want to say a don't, because I've seen that yesterday a lot on my wall on Facebook with the new mask, the launch of the new mask. All my friends in Jeunesse just shared the new mask and just write up the new product of Jeunesse. No one will understand what this is. No one will know what the benefits are. We don't have it yet in our hands in Europe, and we just share a post. I say that if you go and check on your post, if you share that you have from 2 to 6 likes, not more. And why? Because people not understand why you share that information, that product. So we have to be careful on what we try to sell and what we are promoting. We're promoting products or ourselves. In previous call, we said how that we need to brand ourselves. We need to promote ourselves as business owners, as entrepreneurs. So people will say, what are you doing? We are creating curiosity. And I said before that send friend requests to networkers. The biggest mistake we all do is that we have closed accounts. We don't have open accounts. We close so no one can see our photos, our posts, what are we doing. Same Facebook, same in Instagram, private accounts. So if I send a friend request to Malcolm, Malcolm doesn't know me, and my account is closed, and my profile picture is my dog, why Malcolm would like to add me in his friends? So let's all open our accounts. We don't have something to hide. Only our friends. Some people will say, I don't want to show my friends outside because they go and steal my friends and we're fine. Okay, close just your friends. You have this setting, and just leave the mutual friends, because always when we have a friend request for someone, we check the mutual friends. From where he find me? Who are the mutual friends? And another thing that you can do, if you don't want a lot of people to watch your picture, your private picture with your kids or your private moments, create the groups. Not the Facebook groups as we know that we create a group with a name, a friends group. We have this feature on our Facebook that, let's say I want to create a group of friends that are from Nicosia. Facebook has that data that we are from Nicosia, so automatically, if I ask to create that group of friends, everybody from Nicosia will be added in that list. If I say I want to create a group with family, if I have listed family on my about on Facebook, so automatically Facebook will create that list. So, or from job, if I put jeunesse, friends from jeunesse, will automatically, everybody that has jeunesse on their profile, on their about, will create this friend list. So I can manage my picture on whether it goes public or one of those close groups I'm creating of friends. So I can have my open account, I can have the stuff I want everybody to see for my business, and I can close the pictures I want to have for myself and my friends. So next thing is engaged. I post something, but I never like a post of someone else, or I never comment to someone else's post. That's wrong. Why people should like my posts? It's give and take. So get engaged with people out there. I said before, we send friend requests to networkers or people that are in direct sales, network marketing in general, in the marketing business general. Check what they post, press a like, make a comment, have an opinion. Make yourself that you are there. When they look at you 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you're gonna comment, they will follow up with you. They will like your post, they comment on your post, maybe they will start discussing something with you on Messenger. Get connect. And a small tip, try to be in the first 5 people that you like a post. Because when we post something, in the first minutes, we check who likes our post. Then we forget and we do other stuff. So try to be in that 5 first people, especially if that account gets a lot of likes. But you know that it's a person that has a lot of likes. Create landing pages. Landing pages, it's so important because you can take all your social media accounts there. And you can put it there and you can promote your material according to which social media you want to go. It's really important. It's not easy to create a landing page, but it's not difficult. You need to get out of your comfort zone of I don't know how to, and go into Google, ask a question, and you will find the answers. It's so easy in nowadays. Just ask Google and we'll answer to you. And we give you a guidelines. Next thing I would like to say is that by creating curiosity, we have people trying to understand what we are doing. The post we have is not just promoting jeunesse, jeunesse, jeunesse. People will not understand. But if I'm promoting jeunesse through me and through my professional life, people will be more interested. And if I send them to my landing page, they will say, okay, here I have a professional in front of me, and their opportunity is not just go out and sell some shampoos or creams or something, and I feel sorry for you, I will help you, I will buy your stuff for once. We don't want that. I like Marco, he's smiling. Also, another feature that is so popular both in Instagram and Facebook, it's my day, your day. It's a small feature also for Facebook. It's on the side of Facebook and on Messenger. You can upload a video or a picture. You can make changes on that, place text or place emojis or something, and you uploaded it on your day, and it lasts for 24 hours. That My Day feature allows me to check who of my friends watch it with their name. So I know exactly who they are engaged with me. And I can post either picture or video And there, what I am doing all the time there is promoting more or less products there, because it's only for 24 hours. It's me using the product or my product somewhere. Or it's a good way to promote products without harass anyone with their wall and check every time the wall. Posting hours. What time is the best to post something? Well, we have friends from all around the world. So if I say to you around lunchtime, from my lunchtime and Carrie's lunchtime is different. So we need to post something around the hours globally. Let's say I can post something 1 or 2 o'clock in the evening my time, because in US will be afternoon and in Australia will be morning, so people will check it. And I can post something around my lunchtime because a lot of people are having their break that time and everything. So my time zone will see it more. And then when I bring all those people to ask me what I'm doing, what am I saying to them? Well, that I couldn't talk to them if I didn't have Rolando's train me on what I have to say, how to understand their personality and all that. So everything we learn comes around and close as a circle through our social media, through our activities. And I really thank Rolando's, because if he didn't train me that much, I could never speak to anyone. I could attract people because that is my job, but I could not speak to them in a professional way to understand what network marketing is. And so thank you, Rolando's, for that also. That's for me today. 3 things, last things: be real, be authentic, be you in social media and in real life general. Thank you, Malcolm, back to you.
I think that was absolutely fantastic. And I think that every single person on this call, I mean, I've made a lot of notes because I'm a bit Neanderthal, you know, not in the way I look, I hope, but certainly with social media. I mean, I don't use Pinterest, I don't use Instagram, and I just want to make sure that all of you listening in, a stark warning to all of you. Facebook is on the warpath with any postings of instantly ageless before and after videos. My account was closed down, but being Malcolm, and I never give up because I don't understand what that means, I wrote them 16 letters, and in the end, they gave me my account back. So in history, from what I've gathered, nobody has ever had their account back, but I got my account back. And it really taught me a lesson, because without it, I can't function. When we built our business, and my first business, my first group in Holland, I built, Angelina Hummel put some advertising out on Facebook, and she also found a place called Marketplace, and we found some people online. That's how we did it. So we mustn't kill the area that feeds us. And so all of you, make a note, please. Do not, please trust me on this, because I checked it, because I've now got a business account and I've spent money on it, which I'll talk to you about next week. The account manager said that they absolutely have got a 0 tolerance to before after transformation videos. So do not use them. Any videos where someone is putting the product on and then it changes while you're watching, Facebook will ban your account and they will close you down. And if you repeat that by trying to be ultra clever, by getting your husband or the dog or the budgie to get an account, and you do it again with your IP, the algorithms will find you. They will close your Facebook account down. You'll be permanently banned. So I just got to share with you. I think that information was brilliant, and I think that it's enough for us to be able to work with each one of those sections that she has really kindly shared with us today on a separate call each. And I think it's wonderful that she comes on with her partner every Sunday, most Sundays, to help us with that. I think that was absolutely fabulous, and I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot out of that, Andriana. Thank you very much. As time moves on, I'd like to move you on to my next guest. And, you know, what I love about doing these Sunday calls, people say to me, you do them every week, you're sharing, you know, time and stuff. I do them because I actually learn a lot myself. And it's wonderful that I also make friends. I get to know people in GPG who I didn't know before. I get to talk to them before the call and after the call. And one of those ladies is an absolutely fabulous lady by the name of Tammy Sherman. And Tammy Sherman, I've met through Colleen Ferguson. They're like peas in a pod. They work together from Canada. Absolutely dynamic, fabulous lady. She's going to share with you motivation, self-motivation, one of the keys to success in building a home-based business. Ladies and gentlemen, Tammy Sherman calling in from Canada.
Thank you very much, Malcolm, for that introduction. And I'm so inspired right now, and I love this subject because I'm so grateful for GPG. I'm starting to become the person I'm meant to be. And I mean that because I've found people, I've gotten a lot of toxic people out of my life, and I've found this family that extends globally. And even though we haven't met each other often, we're a family. We really are a family. And you really start to fall in love with the teachings, if you're right for this business, because I've become addicted to growth. I really have. And you listen to these ladies today, and even you, Malcolm, and what it brings to my life inspires me not only to do the Jeunesse business, but also I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife, I'm a better friend, I'm a better business partner, because the things that you learn help you in every aspect of your life. But one thing that I have found is that people often, when they join the business, they think that their motivation is going to come from above. And certainly that happens from events, from calls, all of these wonderful things. I'm fortunate enough, I got to hear Carrie, Ian and Judy and several other people speak in Toronto yesterday. So I'm very fortunate. I got that yesterday as well. It was a huge motivation for me. But we often think that the motivation only comes from there. And it's taken me a while in this industry and network marketing to understand that the biggest motivator is yourself. And when I feel like I've heard enough no's on the phone, or I've had an encounter that's left me, feeling a little defeated, and we all feel that way, what I've learned is that I have to self-motivate myself. And what does that look like? For many of us, we don't know how to get back on track. We don't know how to start the day or how to get this going in a system that works for us. So one of the things that we need to do is pick a few mentors. And you can only do that by having a growth mindset. So spending a little bit of time every day. I spend at least an hour when I combine my reading, which many of our mentors will suggest fabulous books, because a lot of people in this industry have 28 to 40 years experience. Why wouldn't we read the books that they tell us have changed their lives? So a few things. Certainly my favorites, one of these books, and it goes with what Carrie Dean was saying about our 90-day challenge, Think and Grow Rich. Every day, it sets you up. You wake up in the morning and picture yourself having what you want in life. More travel, more time freedom, more financial, like Carrie Dean said, to do better. And I've learned that myself. Often we think, we're being greedy. That's what we've been taught, is that we're greedy if we want to have more in terms of finances in our lives. But it's true what Carrie said. If we have more, we can give more. So that's just one thing. I really encourage this. This one, which Malcolm, you're very familiar with, go for no. Yes. And I love it, because if you have the mindset of accepting that no is just an avenue for you to get to the yes, you start to embrace that. So it's really wonderful that we have that. And of course, Paula Pritchard's book, Owning Yourself, I go back to it, I look at it, I love it. So that's just one thing. In terms of self-motivating yourself, also as a leader though, it's wonderful for us to recognize when we have somebody in our team that is right for the business, and they're right for the business, but they're struggling. And this is for you, Colleen Ferguson, my sister from another mother. But when I've been down and she knows I'm right, she knows I'm going to be a diamond, because I know I'm going to be a diamond, but she knows I just need that little bit of help. This is one thing she did for me that I will do for some of my leaders that I know are right. She bought me this book. Do what they think you can't. And she bought me a bookmark that says, actually, I can. And that came at a time in my life where I needed that so much. And I mean, we don't need to spend a lot, but just those little gestures, a little card, a little book, something motivational, a phone call, just a pick-me-up, a video. So it's as leaders, we have to recognize those things. So in terms of getting started with your day, I told you I start off with Napoleon Hill when I get out of bed. What I've learned, and Mark McDonald has taught me this with Zen Project 8, we have to nourish our bodies. This is the vehicle that we have to get through our day and to work our Jeunesse business, deal with all the other things, whether it be our families, our children, anything that we have to get through in the day. If you run out of steam, it's not getting done. And as we know in this business, when you're growing, you're building towards becoming a hugely successful network marketer, you might be called in on a Skype at midnight or 12:30 at night. So you've got to nourish your body. You've got to understand that is a necessity in the day. I read a book quite some time ago when my son was playing hockey, and it was the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And there are several books out there, but and Napoleon Hill talks about that as well. To set yourself, all successful people have so much in common. And one of them is, they get up, they eat healthy to get them through the day. They exercise. I used to tell myself that I hated to exercise. And what I've learned is that's here. I've told myself that I didn't like to do it, when in reality, when I get in a routine and build a habit of exercising, I feel so good. It's not true, Malcolm. So I had to rewire my brain and tell myself, you don't hate exercising. Give myself that mindset. You love exercising. And it doesn't have to be just the universal gym or a personal trainer. Another thing that I've done too, and it just really depends on, whether you explore spirituality or meditation or what have you, but even 5 minutes of sitting outside, listening to the birds, Carrie, or water, or all the things that we enjoy, it brings you back to center. It helps you regroup. It helps you get on with the next part and put yourself back in that state of mind, that successful state of mind. And you need to do these things as leaders. We need to do those things. But one thing Carrie was talking about is what I want to say is those who fail to plan to fail. And I heard that yesterday at the meeting. So I know you can't see my board. I moved 6 days ago, and Bill and I have 6 boxes to unpack. And the reason for that is because I told Colleen that Monday morning I was going to be in my office working 1 week after moving. So I've got my board done here with all the things that motivate me for the day. So that's one thing that it says on it. It says, those who fail to plan to fail. How badly do you want it? And I look at that. And another thing I look at, I have pictures. So I have my granddaughter here, right? And I also have, it's too big for the camera today, but I have a picture of my 83-year-old father-in-law who now lives with us. I'm so fortunate to have that wisdom every day, and he loves network marketing. But I've got a picture of him from Punta Cana 2 years ago. It's a caricature of him wearing flippers and a mask. And I laugh and I think, what a wonderful memory. So, when people don't want to join your business, or you get on the phone, or you're having a bad day, just looking at those pictures and, of travel, of favorite memories, of spending time with my granddaughter, more time, it brings me back. And I think to myself, okay, I'm back to it. And for me, the determination, the consistency is what gets me there, because, I hear Paula say it all the time. The moment she made the decision, that she was going to, climb that hill, even if she was dead on the side. It's so true. And she also said, nobody wants to be part of your test. And I understand that, because if people don't believe that you're going to get to where you're going, why would they join you? And what a lot of people fail to understand is that, yes, like Carrie said, we have amazing products, but people who join your business want to join you. It's about you. They only hear little bits of what you have to say. It's about you. And they need to see your posture. They need to see your determination. And I had something very interesting happen to me I have to share. A couple of weeks ago, I met with an investment planner and about the business. And I told him, where I was going with this and what my plans for the future were. And, he didn't have any interest in the business at all. But a stranger, I'd met him a couple of times. He looked at me across the table and he said, I believe you. I believe you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And for the first time in a long time, I thought, wow, you know why that is? It's because you believe that, you know? And we all, believe it or not, we are all, I read this from Simon Sinek, starting with why. We all are born with a drive. And we have to really figure out what that drive is, because it's what gets you out of bed every morning. And for many of us in network marketing, the wonderful thing is if you're right for this business, you have to want to help people. And I love helping people. And I have some people in my business that, you know, I really want to see them change their lives. So my feet will come off the bed and I'm standing on the floor and I think to myself, that person needs me today. So I need to get up, I need to get started, I need to plan, I need to get going. But the important thing is, Malcolm, is we do have to remember that I've had to learn this, and for many people who are faced with this, we have to work with people that deserve it, not that need it. And that is so hard for me because I want it for so many people, but they have to want it, and our time is precious. And you know, it's just such a wonderful thing. So I'll quickly, I know we're limited for time here, Malcolm. I just wanted to get through. So we have to make that strategy, make that plan, set ourselves up for the day. And then when you're at your desk, decide what you're going to spend time on growth and spend time on your business. So the other things on my board, I have a section up here that says, I am. And it says, I'm unique, I'm awesome, I'm determined, I'm brilliant, I'm capable, I'm smart, I'm focused, and I'm successful. And I look at that. And if you have to do it in the mirror, do it in the mirror. And another section says that to do this business, you have to have passion, enthusiasm, conviction, integrity, vision, desire, strength, and posture. So just some things, look at it every day and engage in it. And, you know, if we're consistent and we've made that decision, we'll get to where we're going. But it's all about self-motivation. You have to want it, and you have to work with people who want it. And you have there's no way that you aren't going to move forward. So I just wanted to end with saying, this came from a speaker I saw in Las Vegas, and her passion, amazing. But she said, make today your someday, because we all say someday I'm going to do this, or someday I'm going to do that. And for many people, their someday runs out. You know, Les Brown, a speaker that I absolutely love. You've never listened to him before. He will pump you up. I just want to follow him. And he said, you know, the most amazing ideas, inventions, dreams are found in the graveyard. People who have never had their music played. And we all have music in us that needs to be played. You know, and it's just so amazing. It impacted me so much that I just had to share that with everybody. And one thing I also recently learned from Christine Godet, she did a bit of a talk on it in Toronto, but she said, in order to do this business, we all have to have trade-offs. You know, so I talked about being addicted to growth. You know, Bill and I rarely watch a TV program. We have a couple of favorites that we'll watch. We used to watch series all the time, but now there's no time for that. There's too much to do, you know, family, quality of life. So, you know, you have to have trade-offs. You have to figure out what your trade-offs are that are going to help you get to where you're going. So thank you, Malcolm. Back to you.
Wow. My kind of section there, absolutely fabulous. And I have to spend a few moments to debrief. Toxic people out of your life, how very, very true that is, because you only need one or two of them. And Roland is nodding because he knows, and I know, they can ruin not just your life, they'll ruin your business. And I'm living proof of that. You only need one or two that can destroy all the work that you do for a year. If it's to be, it is up to me. And then you also say here, you know, I'm going to try and run this through because you're superb work you've given us. I've always been involved in personal empowerment and personal development. And the biggest problem we all have, and I'm living proof of this, I'm talking to you straight right now from my heart on the 10th of September, is the moment I stopped reading and stopped listening to tapes and stopped hanging around people, my life went into darkness. And even recently, when I got off that and I started just getting so involved in keeping busy, that I stopped educating myself. And I'm telling you today, on the 10th of September, absolutely right. I'm so glad you brought that up. You've got to have a renewal of the software in your mind, because these programs that you run, if they're outdated, if they're not working, they're actually crashing, like my two guests from South Africa might explain why you are where you are at. You can't give from an empty cup. You've got to be full first. You've got to love you. You've got to care about you. You've got to know where you're going. Then people will follow you. You've also said things like, the business, I brought this up and made the business is cyclic. I want to spend a few moments before I bring my next guest, so I'm sure you won't mind. It's very important, because that's really touched me to tell you a couple of things. This whole last week, a lot of things which I would never do, I've done. And it's things like the things that she brought up on this call today. Thank you so much for that, Tammy. That remind me. I drove up 4 hours on a train to go and meet a multimillionaire. You know what I can't stand? Is that these people can't even be bothered to write back to you. They can't even have courtesy, common courtesy. I felt quite bad because I came back and spent 8 hours of my day to go and see. And I did that because of somebody else who introduced me to that person. And 3 people he introduced me to. I have gone out for the first time in 30 months, gone out to go and see these people because I want this man to succeed. And each one of them has let us down. And I came back with a big black cloud on my head, like the thunderstorm that we had today. And you know what got me out? That got me out of that real blackness. I thought, what's going wrong? Something's wrong here. The presentation went right. They loved the products. Maybe it was the tube that was out of date. What was it? And then I reminded myself, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I started going back to doing what I ask all of you to do. One of the greatest libraries that we've got is YouTube. Go on there, look for Les Brown. I've got a video on my channel that I posted to my organization. No one ever watches it, yet 320,000 people have watched that video. Go and find it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's on my channel. And it's got such important information. I came back home the next day. I was sitting there thinking, wow, what's going wrong, Malcolm? Because I always blame me. I don't blame anybody else. I don't point my finger and say, oh, it's my upline. I don't like him. I don't like her. It's up to me. And I asked myself, and I started listening, and I thought, you know something? We're in the sorting business. We're not in the convincing business. And I love what you've covered because it is absolutely critical and crucial to the growth of our organizations. And Kerry will tell you that. And everybody on this call, if you can't get that software in your mind up to date, every time Microsoft has something, it sends you a new update. When's the last time you updated the software in your mind, Malcolm? When's the last time you did it watching this call right now? Fabulous stuff. Software for the mind. Visualization. To be able to visualize, to be able to see where you're going to go. Kerry talks about this. I know for a fact Rolandos understands this. When you forget that and you have a cloud and you don't know where you're going, you're not going to like where you end up. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to like where you end up. If you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going. Kerry talked about system and planning, and isn't it brilliant? Things don't just happen. Things happen just. There's always a reason. That's why I love these calls. You can be sitting there and suddenly a spark comes up and I go, whoa, this is my call to wake up. Then she's talked about, YouTube. I've talked about very quickly. I've just got to tell you this. No one wants to be part of your test. God almighty. Isn't that true? Isn't it true? If you don't have total belief and posture and conviction in what you're doing, how can you expect them to believe in any of this? They believe in you. They came into the business because they like you, they trust you, they want to do business with you. So I've got to wind up with saying that, the last thing she said there was, make today your someday. And I would like to thank my last 3 guests because I really needed to be on this call today. I'm glad I put it together. And I want to bring up my next guest. And my next guest is someone I call brother. And I've got to really edify him because edification is not, we don't do it because I'm thinking, oh, Kerry's wonderful, and inside I'm thinking, no, she's not. I wouldn't do it. People who know me know. If I don't like you, you'll know about it. I will avoid you. That's what I do. And maybe that's why I need a bit of stinking thinking out of my head as well and read some more books. Wonderful gentleman. Every Sunday, without fail, whatever time it is, if I can call him up and say, I need your help to come on the call, because normally I'm chasing people for the call, which I'm going to stop doing, by the way, shortly. He says, Malcolm, I'm there for you. I'd like to introduce you all to my next guest. I'm really on fire right now. Wait till you hear what he's going to say, and then we'll wind the call out. My next guest, Rolandos Harampos, calling in from, so not Rolandos, but Rolandos, I'm fired. Rolandos calling in from Cyprus, who's going to talk to you about the importance of events. Yet, another key, another important element of being part of this business, being successful. Rolandos.
Good evening, everyone. Wow. First, I just need 30 seconds to say something that's not on my topic. Stefania Logado, the diamond from Calvin's team, says girl power. She should have been on this call. This is girl power because she's all alone. We have 3 just on this call. You say I nodded. Carrie started speaking and I've been like this, and then Andriani, and then Tammy. I don't even know what to say. I'm just saying I'm inspired, I'm ready, I'm fired up, I'm everything. So I want to start you off with a little story. There's a guy who lives in Nicosia, and he says, oh, I live in such a small place, a small town, I can't really recruit people. If I was living in London, it'd be so much better because there's 8 million people in London. And then he talks to his friend in London who says, you know, these British people, they're so conservative, you don't really know them, they don't want to sign up for anything. They don't even want to hear you sometimes. So the guy in London says, if I was living in New York, there are so many people, and it doesn't matter if you get a few negatives, you always get the positive ones. And they both talk to their friend in New York, and he says, oh, they've been burned so many times, nobody wants to do anything or hear anything in this town, in this city. If only I lived in Houston or Dallas, further west, I could do something. So they talk to their friend in Houston who says, well, it's so humid out here, nobody wants to come out of the house and come to meetings. Only if I lived in Utah, you know, with those Mormons. So they talked to their Mormon friends, and they said, oh, you know, you got 10 kids. If you just sponsor 5, you go diamond. And he says, yeah, but nobody in my family wants to talk to me. So, and the idea is all this can be solved at events, because this is what happens. You get these people who have these negative preconceived ideas in their heads to events, and they hear 11 speakers and nothing happens, and then they hear the 12th speaker late at night, and it's like da 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 da, and they come to you, their sponsor who took them to the event, and they're like, did you hear this? He said da 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 da. I'm so inspired, and you're like, I've been telling you this for 4 years, you moron. Yeah, but you know, when they hear it from somebody else, it sinks in. That's what happens. And that's the magic that happens only at events. Here's a list of reasons why we should be at events. First of all, not everyone who goes to events is a millionaire, but there isn't a millionaire there who misses an event. And I heard this in this way with this sequence of words from Kathy Robbins. Not everyone who is at events is a millionaire, but everyone who is a millionaire is definitely at every single event. And you know what? I go to every single one, and I see who's sitting in those front white chairs, leather chairs. So if you really want to succeed, outside of presenting your business as frequently as possible, maximum exposure, as we say, the next thing is don't miss events. Because the second thing that happens is you expedite your learning. You become successful faster. And let's talk about Milan for a second. Outside of that barrage of speakers that we will see at the main event, there are going to be breakout sessions with all these diamonds who are doing what everyone on this call is trying to do. And you know what's nice? On our application, on J-Mobile, we will be able to see at the bottom which event is in which room at any given time. And we'll be able to go, where else are you going to get all these diamonds in one place teaching you? If you have any idea of what it means to learn from these people, you won't be missing Milan or any other event for that matter. The third thing that happens, it shows your successful upline, that you're committed to the business. And because Jeunesse took this superb pay plan and turbocharged it with a binary, we have to work in depth. So the successful upline is looking for the committed few to help them grow, because they, by nature, they have to work deep in order to be successful themselves. But they're not stupid. They didn't go to Emerald and Diamond by being stupid. They choose people carefully. And they see who goes to events, who's putting in the work, who's traveling, who's doing everything they need to see. And that's when you get picked, and you get a lot of help in your quest to rank up and make more money. The fourth thing that happens at events, that's where passion is built, belief is created. And where there's passion and belief, the next thing that happens is motivation. And for the next 90 days, when you leave that event, that's when you see the most rank ups, the most money being made, the most people becoming successful, 90 days after the event. So all you have to do is don't miss any of the events. 90 days after the event. Here's something little. The earnings. This is industry-wide now, global, in history. This is an existing statistic. Your earnings in network marketing will be $1,000 per person per year that you take to your company's major events. If you have 100 people following you around to 3, 4, 5 major events throughout the year, your earnings will be very close to about $100,000 a year. And I read recently that this formula actually works up to $1 million. So if you have 1,000 people following you around to events, minimum you're making $1,000 per person per year. You need to promote events. The feeling of empowerment, the belief is always followed by massive action. If you have people if you have a spouse who is not really interested, take them on vacation, make sure they go to the event. They're bound, the chance of them changing their mind is far greater than if you go alone. Momentum is created through belief. The word belief keeps coming up, but that's what it's all about. That's where it all begins. After belief, you have action. And after action, you have momentum. The events are the roots of momentum. Why do you think Jeunesse is spending so much time and money revamping, creating, recreating the events, making them fancier, bigger, better, with more information, with more products? Why do you think? They're just in the mood to spend millions for nothing? They know company momentum is created when dealers and the distributors are out working. Our personal momentum starts at events. And another statistic, people who go to their company's major events make 5 to 10 times more money than the people who do not. So if you're really serious and you're following a sponsor and teach type of philosophy in Jeunesse, you need to get your most trusted partners to the events. And this will come up also in a couple of minutes. The next thing that happens, when you attend events, you get knowledge, you get belief, and then you stay in the game. And how many times has Paula Pritchard said, the only way to fail in network marketing is to quit. Because if you stay in the game, eventually something will happen. It starts by attending events. Events is where people finally get it. It may not be the first one, the second one, the fifth one, but eventually they get it. And that's where when you go to events, tons of great material and photos and videos is created for what Andriani said just before, which is going to enhance your posts on all the social media, show your lifestyle, show that you're traveling from city to city, from country to country. People will become interested in your lifestyle and they will start asking you, what is it that you do? Which is an invitation for a presentation. And where is the success? I know a living legend that says success is in the show. So it's nice to say this is why you go to events, but how do you get your people to go to events? And this is a new list now. I would suggest that you jot down a couple of things. Here's the first. I know an emerald director with no hair in London who says, Chimakum, people don't do what you say, people do what you do. So when you're at the event, buy the ticket for the next event. If the location is announced, book the hotel for the next event. Book the airfare for the next event. This is how you create duplication. Most people think duplication is just creating more executives like everybody else. This is an area that you need to duplicate as much as possible. This is where success is made. People will do what you do. Your team that you're leading to the events will do what you do. So show the way. Promote and edify. This is number 2 now. Promote and edify the keynote speakers to the whole team. Don't just announce. Don't just invite. Promote. Don't just tell people, oh, there's an event in Milan. Or don't just say, hey, why don't you come to Milan with me? It's going to be a nice event. No. Promote. Don't just announce. Don't just invite. Promote your events. Number 3, tell your own event story, how maybe it helped you. And if you don't have one yet, this is exactly why you need to go to events. But until you do, you have your own, borrow somebody else's. And talk about why events are so important to go to. Present, number 4, present and close your distributors on events. Closing somebody on an event, it's like creating a presentation of why they need to be at this event. Present and close. Remind them that people who go to events make 5 to 10 times more. People who don't go to events make 5 to 10 times less. Who do you want to be? They always say, well, I want to make 5 to 10 times more. Great, let's book your ticket to go to the event. It's just a simple close as an example, but this is what you need to do. Promote your events. Don't just tell people, oh, go, 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 go. Oh, they don't listen to you. Of course they don't. Nobody wants to go to an event. They want to get the feeling that is associated and the benefit that is associated with going to the event. So show it to them. Explain it to them. Becoming a pro in network marketing is a lot like becoming a doctor or an engineer. If I told you you need heart surgery, and I told you, yeah, I'm going to perform open heart surgery on you, but I decided I was going to skip medical school. But don't worry, I'm really enthusiastic and I'm going to do it. I don't really want to go to school. A professional network marketer needs the knowledge that is offered at these events. They should, I personally think it's a mistake on Jeunesse part to take the word Jeunesse University out of it, because we need to be there. Here's an amazing example. You pay $1 million to get a McDonald's franchise, and they make you go pay extra money to go to Hamburger University. Would you fathom the idea of not going to Hamburger University where they teach you how to be a successful franchisee? Malcolm says, we are in the micro-franchising business, so treat it like one. When there's a Hamburger University, go to it. When there's a Jeunesse University, go to it and take as many people with you as possible. National or international events, honestly, guys, are like Top Gun school for network marketers. That is where the elite of the elite go to show their skills. And if you're lucky and you're smart, you'll catch the right one at the right time and it'll sink in. And when you go home, you're going to use it. And watch what happens when you use it. You do what they do, you get what they get. This is the magic of network marketing. And this is where you need to use some tough love. I bought the pack and the starter pack, and I spent $500, and I'm on auto ship, and I spend money every month, and I pay $5 every Thursday night when I go to the weekly meeting, and now they want me to pay $150 to go to the event, and I have to pay for the hotel. I can't afford it. Sell your bed. Whatever you have to do, sell your bed. But if you're serious about network marketing, you don't miss Milan. It's crazy. If you're spending time to become a network marketer and you're not in Milan, forget it. And last but not least, if you're using a system like Sponsor and Teach, the great teacher Don Fila, actually, Malcolm, you mentioned the book all the time. I think it's a Bible. Right alongside of Paula's book, they're my two favorite books. If you're using the method of Sponsor and Teach, and you mentioned how 6 levels deep, what happens 6 levels deep when you sponsor 6 people? You're at 1,296 distributors, right? So if you're using that model, all you have to do is work hard, find your 5 or 6 serious business partners, and that's where you apply duplication. You really, all you have to do is travel with your pack of 6 distributors, and they with theirs, and they with theirs. That's why you have to go to events, and that's how you promote to go to events, in my humble opinion. Malcolm, thank you very, very much.
Wow, what a call. I think this is, I always say every Sunday, this was a fabulous classic call, but this was a fabulous classic call. I mean, the material that we've had from Kerry, I think, is priceless. And I think what you all should do is that the video goes live straight after. You should go back to that video and find bits that you like. And I was asked by the lovely Andriani the other day, oh, can I cut a section of my part? I don't think anyone should have any problem if you've appeared on this video to cut a section of what you want to do and send it to people that you've got. There's lots of ways of doing that. I'm going to wind my call up very quickly with a couple of thoughts for starting of the week. You can be in this industry for 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. We all go through the same situations, whether you're an emerald or you're brand new. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get people say no. And it's simple rules that you have to understand that Kerry will tell you about. I know for a fact Rolandos will tell you all the leadership that we've got that really understands networking. It's a numbers business. And you can't get emotionally attached. And there's someone who is emotional, believe it or not, although I'm so hard on the outside, a bit of a marshmallow, really. And I have to remind myself that when I came back from those journeys, that these things even happened to me. And I'm very good. I've closed prime ministers. I've sat down in front of Prime Minister Joe Bazzano and I got a contract with him to work with the biggest offshore finance conference in Gibraltar. I went to the Bahamas and I closed the Bahamian government. And I have some person, a beep who I'm sitting in front of, and I'm finding myself difficult to try and make him see the vision that I've got. And then I have to ask myself, I'm not in the convincing business. And someone once said on a call, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You should remember that. And these calls are so inspirational. They're so motivational. People who come here and share a Sunday evening, which is difficult for many of them, time zones difficult, to share with you information for growth. And if you can take some of the things away from this call, take away this. People say, well, who are we looking for? We're looking for dissatisfied people. What do? We're in the sorting business. And really, success is in the show. We share our product and our opportunity with everybody. Some will, many won't. So what? Next, please. And I want to finish my call by thanking a really great panel of speakers. And I can imagine if my South Africans came, we'd be here till very late. But I think we've done quite well tonight with some I am on fire. Look, 30 plus years in this industry, and I've just filled, I think, about 19 pages of notes. Non-stop writing. Look, why do I do that? I put it on paper because I remember it. I'll study it tomorrow morning and I'll file it away and I'll be material that I can use. One little piece of information on a Sunday call can change. And I'd like to thank each one of my guests personally. The first guest, of course, is Emerald Director Kerry Dean. Fabulous contribution. And she's so right. You won't meet someone as professional. It's difficult because everyone's got their own characteristics. But what I love about Kerry is really professional. She treats this like a business and she looks at it as a business person should. And that's what differentiates her from a dreamer and a doer. She does that. If you look at Andriani and Rolandos, what a fabulous couple. Andriani, I think your input today was absolutely priceless. And I really love what you do, and I thank you for it, because a lot of us, we are a bit Neanderthal-y when it comes to social media, and we learn from people like you, and I'd really like to thank you personally for that. Rolandos, my great guest, who's on, and I can't edify him high enough. He's always there, and it's a great part of leadership that we're not all part of each other's teams, but we're here to help each other out to move forward, because success breeds success. The more successful we are in GPG, the more people we help to achieve their goals, the more we're going to achieve ours. And Tammy, you fired up the fire starter. That's really something. You did a fabulous job, and I'd like to thank you, because you know, sometimes we forget some of these basics. We get so lost in the fog and the cloud of daily stinking thinking, you know, that's put upon us that we forget. And I'd like to thank you personally, because there's a couple of things you said there just completely, you saw, woke me up a little bit. And you're right. We've got to spend more time in educating ourselves, and we've got to spend more time in reading and investing in the software in our minds. It's been my pleasure and my privilege on the 10th of September, 2017, sharing this call with you. I hope you've all enjoyed it. You have a fabulous week, and I look forward to supporting you and helping you on the course that we've got next week. Thank you all, and thank the guests for joining us tonight. Good night, everybody. Great call tonight. Bye.